Okay. Right. And Twitch is on point. Nice. Okay. Cool. Hi. How's everybody doing? Glad you got the hole in your hot tub patched. Subuser. Hi Kev and hi Mislav. Hi Stein, you're on time. What is wrong with you? Glad to have you here. Yeah, how's everybody's week been? Let me just get the Twitch chat up. Hello RJ and hello Mr. Orange. Twitch chat, just in case anyone feels the need to post on Twitch. Oh, I grabbed the wrong thing, sorry. Oh dear. Right. Okay, Twitch chat is a little bit smaller because there's not as many people that watch there, so it's all good. Wait, so hi, how's everybody doing? Anything interesting techie happened this week? Evening Starman, how's the knee and the sickness? So this week has been I think categorically terrible is probably an understatement. Oh yeah, Stein, that did happen. Yeah, YouTube decided to post the video even though I scheduled it for like 2 weeks from today, so thanks. Hi Neil, how you doing? Yeah, health. I thought I was dying this week, so that was fun. Yeah, yay. Basically, I have both arthritis in every joint in my body, and I have called gastritis. It's basically your stomach linings falling apart too quickly, and that causes stomach ulcers, which are incredibly painful, but the problem that they cause is that if they burst, you can bleed into your intestines, and if it doesn't clot fast enough, then you basically just bleed out into your intestines and die. Yeah, I was under the impression that I had some trouble, because I currently do have a stomach ulcer and it's incredibly painful a lot of the time, but yeah, I thought I was dying this week, so I'm not dead. Super user. I know the pain happens more regularly than it should, which is more annoying than it should be. Hello F7, how you doing? Nice guys. I mean, we like you too much. Thank you. I'm glad some people do, because like I don't know if you saw the video that did go out today. I think 70-ish views before I caught it and put it back down again and then re-uploaded it. But so a couple of weeks ago I did a review of the 8600 non-K, and I deliberately titled it is this the end for Ryzen Intel 8600 review? It was meant to be half clickbait, half jokey, and when I so the one that I'm doing is the Ryzen 2700 and 2600, and so I titled that, is this the end for Intel? As in a play on the review that I did a few weeks ago, and the first two comments were, "What is this clickbait BS?" and like, "What's with the title? Of course Intel, like, of course this isn't the end for Intel," taking it really seriously, and it's really funny, but at the same time kind of sad. Joke bait, indeed. That's what it is. But yeah, apologies. That video will go live not next week, but the week after. I think, yeah, not this Wednesday coming, but the Wednesday after that, so the 16th. But for some reason it crapped out on me. Good old YouTube. I'm really glad we have the weekly pings to check if Andy's still responsive. Yeah. Hi, Bob. I'm gonna. Can I call you Bob? It is. Hey, bro, I'm back. Nice one. Bought the B360 -F RG board. I feel it's a really good investment. Any processor recommendations? The A600 or the A700 are both great. Buffering and very pixelated. Oh, good. You can watch it on Twitch. It is working. Every video from here on. New format. Fanboys got butthurt, indeed. It's kind of funny to see the difference in the fanboyism, because like when I do videos on, so the streaming video last night, I had someone say that my tests were stupid and wrong because the results that I got weren't what they were expecting, which was that the 8700K should be miles ahead in 1080p gaming compared to the Ryzen chips. And in CSGO it was, but for Fortnite, PUBG, and GTA 5, it was like it won by a couple of FPS in the Ryzen chip won by a couple of FPS in Fortnite, and I think won by 1 FPS in GTA or something like that, and then was pretty close in PUBG. So and that was pre-stream, so I don't know. Yeah, Kev, that's pretty much it. Will the 6700K work on a B250 board? I believe it, I believe wait. Yes, I think so. Because that's a Z270 chipset. So yes, I think it will. You have an i5 7500 fair play. I mean, honestly, the 6700K, you won't you won't get as much of a difference as you may. I mean, it depends. I suppose you can't overclock the 7500, so yeah. Yeah, 6700K is probably the closest you can get to the newer gen chips, but yeah, you're only getting hyper threading and faster, although it is probably a decent bit faster. So yeah, okay, sorry, I talked myself out of it. Yeah, it's probably a decent upgrade if you can get it for relatively cheap. Shinthin, I apologize if I say your name wrong, but also graphics card. Depends what your budget is. Next comment, budget is 300. So probably a 1060. I think it's probably about that range, 1066 gig if you can. That'd be a GTX 1060. Yeah. Cyric shill. I remember researching those for the like why AMD and Intel have no competition video. It was really interesting. I enjoy those sorts of things. Hi Chili Cherry, and hi Ish. I'm glad your Sparky has ran his benchmarks. Ali, hello. What is good for gaming? 2700 or 8700K? So the streaming video that I did last night, or that went up last night, is probably pretty relevant for you because that has the non-streaming results as well. And as I was just mentioning, they're both pretty great. The benefit, I would say, is that if you go with the 2700X, you've got a motherboard that will work with newer CPUs, and you have a you have an 8-core 16-thread chip that can overclock to pretty close to what the 8700K sort of sits at, or auto overclock, versus the 8700K, which is likely a pretty locked platform. I'm pretty sure that Z370 is all that's ever going to be, the chips that are currently on Z370 is all that will ever work on them. Yeah, you get 6 cores instead of 8. admittedly slightly faster cores, but for more multi-threaded and heavy workloads, if you're doing anything other than just gaming, then the 2700X is a really nice way to go. Hello, Acted, how you doing? No worries, for Shanthan. Hello, Jonathan, how you doing? Long time no see. How you been? I know we spoke on Twitter a little bit, but how you been? RJ meant to ask, was gifted a FreeSync ultrawide, and now I'm thinking about getting a Vega 56, specifically a Sapphire Pulse 56. It's a cut down PCB but increased specs. Thoughts? So I have stupidly little experience with the Vega cards. It's literally the one Vega card, the reference one that I reviewed on launch. That was it. I haven't touched a Vega card since, especially not an aftermarket one. But at the same time, Sapphire do really good jobs with their cards. And the Pulse ones, as far as I'm aware, are meant to be pretty good. So, yeah. I'm glad your Sparky passed all those tests. Ish. Thanks, Kev. Hi, Joe. How you doing? Owen, would that be okay with a 2700X and a 650 watt power supply? Yes, that should be fine. Thinking about buying a Dell Inspiron 7577 with a 1060 Max-Q design. What do you think? The Max-Q is a kind of weird one because it's basically their way of saying we couldn't be bothered to actually cool or supply power to the real version, so we're giving a we're putting we're putting it in, but we're seriously underclocking it. So yeah, what's the price on that, Tarek? We're all RGB. Good thing. Ali, I went to upgrades. Went to upgrade to a 1080 Ti. Which should I get, EVGA or Asus? Both are pretty good. I've heard EVGA has a better warranty service, but I don't have any experience with EVGA cards currently, as they keep promising to send me one and then not sending me one, so yeah. I know, right, Stein? Aaron votes for EVGA, by the way. And hello, Dan. I'm good, tired, but good. How about you? As I was mentioning a little bit earlier, I thought I was dying this week because of the stomach problems. Happy to say I'm not dead. I'm in a lot of pain, but you know, lots of painkillers. And yeah, I suppose it's kind of both better and worse than I was expecting. I thought that the sickness was something, you know, like have an infection or something along those lines, which would in theory mean that I wouldn't have that problem regularly. Sadly, because I've had multiple episodes of the just like constant sickness, empty or full stomach, whatever, it looks like it is part of the other stomach problems I have, which basically means that it's another long-term thing that I have to just get used to and live with, which is pretty naff. To describe it simply, you know the feeling where you're just about to throw up, but you're not quite right there yet? Imagine feeling like that, but for 2 weeks. That's my life. You have to eat baby food for the rest of your life. I mean, it's an option. Joe, is it a good idea to significantly downgrade your system to have a major upgrade in the future? I'm going for an Xeon V3 to a temporary Athlon X2 until I can afford my new Ryzen system. What's making you switch now? Or what's making you sell the Xeon now but not be able to be getting the 2700X yet. And also, Joe, if you're willing to, it's not a massive saving, but if you're willing to overclock it, the 2700 is a fantastic shout and overclocks to the same place, at least in my testing and experience, that the 2700X does. So, yeah. Thank you, Ba. RJ, don't forget to use my affiliate link. Okay, Joe, I'm in, fair play. Tarak, what was the price for the Dell that you were looking to buy? Want to know your opinion on mining and cryptocurrency? Where's Matt? Yeah, so I mean, mining, I can understand why people are doing it. People are looking at it as more of an investment opportunity, which is understandable because in a sense it is. Cryptocurrency is very interesting. I'm really looking forward to seeing where it goes in the world. It's one of those things that if anyone tells you like they know what they're talking about when it comes to cryptocurrency, especially if they tell you what the future is going to be, they're probably lying to you, and it's probably their opinion of the future. So I would say that I can't tell you what will happen or won't happen. I'm just kind of excited to see what does. Tarek, okay, that's probably a decent price for that sort of system, as far as I'm aware. I'm still waiting for an RGB CMOS battery holder before I upgrade my motherboard. I'm in. You know that it will happen one day, right? Got me paying me £200 for it, but haven't received my work payments yet. Okay, fair play. I mean, yeah, sure, that's fine. It's kind of individual situations, and that seems reasonable enough. I would still go with the 2700X. You get a good cooler, but you can easily sell it if you want, if you don't have to overclock at all. Yes, true. What I mean is that you still get a good cooler with the 2700 non-X, and while it's not the Wraith Prism, it's still a really good cooler, and you can still push it pretty well. But yeah, if you did want to sell the cooler, you could. I suppose you could do that for both if you already have a cooler as well. When do you think DDR4 prices will come down? Well, there was a story in I think in the last week where the three, I think it is, main flash manufacturers, Samsung, Micron, and SK Hynix, if I remember rightly, are currently being sued, and it potentially will go class action for price fixing, because yeah, that's been you've noticed that the prices for DDR4 have been a little bit higher, and so yeah, it's been kind of crazy. I suspect that we will see that. I think we have seen them declining a little bit, because when I was doing the early 2018 build guide, 16 gigs of RAM was about £200, even for a basic kit. Currently I'm seeing them for £150 to £120, so it's already almost halved, which is nice, depending on where you look. But yeah, massive drops I would expect, again, just slowly over time as production ramps up again, and especially if that lawsuit becomes of anything. Any new RGB stuff in the works? Have I reviewed anything? I don't think so. I think so. But I got the Zotac Mech 1, which is RGB, is coming out tomorrow night, which will be interesting. And the Cooler Master ML120R RGB, which I think the title of that video is Styling Too Hard, is, yeah, right. God, I live a sheltered life, only just stopped laughing at my own last comment. What was your last comment? Must have missed it. Oh, are you pregnant again? That morning sickness is a killer. Oh wow, yeah, okay, fair play. I mean, a bit creepy, but fair play. Oh, £200 to the Xeon E3 V3 Gigabyte Z97. I've got that board, and for Vengeance 2400 MHz is at a decent price. Remembering that the Xeon is almost the same performance as 4770. Yeah, it seems reasonable enough. I mean, it's multiple, you're what, 4 generations old hardware now, old generation RAM, so yeah, probably about right. I mean, you may see some places offering more, but yeah, as a friend's price and stuff as well, yeah. Bro, my board cannot overclock. Should I get a K processor? Really confused because Asus says it supports the 8600K. I think we'll have to answer you. Intel doubles down on screwing you for overclocking. You have to not only buy an unlocked processor, but you also have to buy the Z class motherboard that allows you to overclock your unlocked processor. So you have to pay more twice, whereas with Ryzen, even their budget lineup lets you overclock, and all of the chips themselves are overclockable. It's just the motherboards. RGB contacts. More clickbait indeed. Rex, don't you think there is a bit too much RGB everywhere? I mean, personally, yes, but you know, memes, right? Did you ever RGB your wheelchair? So currently, I have worked out how I want to do it. Sadly, it's more expensive than I thought it would be. Basically, I need to replace the wheels that are there, and that will be slightly difficult. I think it's probably in the order of £400 to £500 minimum to get that done. Maybe upward into the £600 bracket. So, yeah, we'll see. Rheumatic Great Brits. Oh my god, Stein, you are just terrible. You ever thought about doing a build showcase? Get lots of your subs to send in pics to the systems, make a video of it. I think it'd be awesome. Yes, that's something that I've been speaking to Overclocks UK about for months, if not years. Basically what I'd like to do is have sort of like prizes or reasons for people to submit their build. So we would do, you know, kind of best build of the week or what, or month or whatever, and then worst build of the month, and then the best build gets, you know, something like a mouse mat or whatever, but the worst build gets something like a case or a power supply or something to actually, I guess, make their worst build a little bit less worse. So yeah. You're right, I could RGB the wheelchair without making it a motorized wheelchair. I could do that. Kind of defeats the purpose though. Tarek, what models are you using? 3. BenQ GL2450HM, AOC G2460 PKU, and Hanj HH221 DPB. all three of these aren't in production anymore. There is the GL2460 HM and the AOC G2460 PQ PF. I don't know about the HandG one. I'd donate a prize to you if you would do that idea. Well, the idea would be I'd work with, I want to work with someone like Overclockers UK who'd work with all of the brands that they do marketing with. So people like Be Quiet, people like Vantex, people like, what's they do? And others. And then they would likely submit the prizes, but yeah. Is the 2700X still a good option if it costs exactly the same or even slightly more than the 8700K? So personally, I would, my personal preference is I would go with the 2700X because you get more processing power in general, a couple of extra cores, and obviously 4 more extra threads. So that's very useful. If you're explicitly going for gaming, then the 8700K might be a little bit better for you, especially if you're doing 1080p or 1440p gaming. But as I mentioned earlier, there are some other benefits, such as a motherboard that won't be outdated in 6 months to a year, or a platform that won't be outdated very quickly. And also, as I said, that extra processing power, which means that if you ever do anything like video editing, or if you ever do even like programming, compiling and stuff like that, the extra processing power is really nice and useful. I'll donate some Belgian chocolates. Very thoughtful. Will the i7 drop in price? Not usually. It normally takes a new launch, and even then, I'd give my hot tub as a prize, as it's still, I assume that's still leaking, yeah. People totally wouldn't explore that. Yeah, I would be careful of that. But, yeah. I've seen a fair few UV builds popping up again lately. I have a feeling we may be about to get a new craze soon for get RGB back to UV. Not my bag personally. I haven't seen that personally, although I don't necessarily spend a lot of time looking at other people's builds and those sorts of like show build pages and stuff. So I could be out of the circle, but yeah, I mean, if only we could have RGB UV. I noticed that the i7 usually drop price after 2 new launches have been released. Yeah, that's probably about right. I would have thought the idea of having their systems featured in one of your videos would be enough. Why, thank you. Addressable RGB will be the next biggie. Yes, I would agree. Also, hello, how you doing? How's your week? What have you been up to? I saw your nice picture. That was addressed at Geekawatt, by the way. For example, 6 tunes are a pretty good price at the moment, yes. Invisible RGB is the next big thing. I agree, we should get on that. Stein, that was kind of the joke. And UV lights that you see are normally near ultraviolet, so that you can still technically see them. What's the best all-round setup for video processing, you would say, Andrew? So it depends what software you're using. If you're using a software that can benefit with was it QuickSync, Intel QuickSync, then the 8700K is really, really impressive. If you're using something that's can't make use of that, then the 2700X is great. Too much, been a good week. Catching up on my A-level stuff next week. How's thing with you? Yeah, not terrible. I mean, as I funny, you kind of tend to repeat yourself on the stream, but had a pretty bad week in terms of health, and I am still alive, which is the key thing, I guess. But yeah, not great. I suppose mentally, I feel like. So if not Ultra, isn't it just Violet? I suppose technically. I think it's because it can give things that are UV reactive luminescent properties, whereas standard violet lights can't, or not to the same degree. Pentium 4 with 512 meg RAM. I must have missed something. What's that? What's that sound about? It causes cancer. A little bit. Will a Titan V be bottlenecked by my Pentium 4 at 3 GHz? Probably not. Nah, it's fine. Addressable RGB is already coming now. I've been working so much RGB lately, I now see rainbows when I close my eyes. Fair play. Opinion, mineral oil PC, worth it for the looks? Imagine RGB mineral oil build. I don't know. I mean, it's an interesting concept, but you still need a radiator, and it's a lot of hassle. So, yeah. Thanks, James. The YouTube stuff isn't terrible. It can be a little bit of a pain when if you get kind of bogged down by the numbers, because you know, if you're obsessed about, oh, this video needs to be, you know, I need to be getting X many views on this video or whatever, or you see a slight downward trend in the overall view count or whatever, you can get consumed by it. So I agree, but I think one of the nice things is, especially with the Ryzen launch, there's a whole load of stuff for me to do, and when I've got stuff to do, I'm a lot happier. Even if I'm throwing up, can't walk, and, you know, screaming in pain every 5 minutes, but that's life. Need lots of UV lights, just head to Essex. Nice one, Joe. F7, we have mineral oil enclosed PCBs at the bottom of the sea at work. It's a hassle, I can only imagine. Starman, you need a breakaway from YouTube to recover your health, reboot, refresh, get overclocked. So on the first part, I would say I'm pretty happy still chugging along, mostly because I spend a lot of my time not making videos. I make videos pretty well in advance, and I try and be as horrifically efficient as possible. So right now I have, besides the tech FAQ that's going up, which needs approval from World of Warships, I am 2 weeks ahead in terms of content. So if I died, besides the live streams, you wouldn't know for 2 weeks. Although actually, while we're here, I would really like your opinion in the chat. Does the 3 videos a week every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at consistent times, is that useful for you? Is that helpful for you? Or would you rather see videos just as and when, in a kind of more ad hoc style, just upload them as I go, or what? I'd be very interested to hear what you think. Let me know in the chat. James, yeah, just got to flow. Got to go with the flow at YouTube, swings, roundabouts, and all of that. Yes, indeed. Yeah, it can be a pain, but you get used to it. I have been doing it for like 6.5 years now. You're about 2 weeks behind. Nice. I'm gonna spend the weekend overclocking my keyboard. Nice, nice. Keep your schedule regular then random. Rather than random. Okay. Cool. be regularly random. I like to watch them on Saturdays regular. Gary, I think you lose potential views with a schedule. I suppose in theory just helps for people who want to be able to sit down and know when videos will be out, or like when they'll have another video to watch. But yeah, I think can you elaborate a little bit more on why you would think that on schedule I would be losing out views? I'd be very interested to hear. Your schedule helps me know what day it is. Do you know what's funny? That's the exact same thing for me. I go, what day is it? And then about 8 o'clock I get a notification going, that video went out. Oh yeah, it's either Wednesday, Friday, or like Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. Cool. And yes, people know when the stream is, hopefully anyway. Surprise me with a Saturday video once in a while. Well, that's what the Tech FAQ series is for. Surprising you with Saturday videos at 12:30 PM UK time. Which should be about when the Americans wake up and just before the Australians go to sleep. But yeah, if all goes to plan and I get it approved tomorrow, there will be a new Tech FAQs on Saturday. And then I need to think up some more questions to ask for future Tech FAQs because I don't have any more planned yet. Not too bothered about the schedule, says Wanted, fair play. Super user, maybe you could sub out the editing to someone if you got too ill. I have been thinking about that. The only problem is that editors are really expensive, which is not their fault. They do great work and it takes a lot of time, blah blah blah. But I'm not necessarily in a position where I can be hiring people that regularly, because I am not a massive channel, and the money that I do get mostly goes into paying for the rent and, you know, council tax and stuff. So more affiliate links, indeed. I mean, that's kind of why I'm taking on the World of Warships sponsorship for the weekend. Is it's an actual ad spot, but yeah, it's decent money for just having an ad spot. So yeah. If you do it regular, it can make people want to watch. However, becoming repetitive may miss one or two, but saying that repetition is good. I'm severely OCD, so set days are good for me. Fair play. Yeah, I don't think many channels have dedicated editors at 40k subs. Yep. Maybe someone looks up something on YouTube to find tech info and you might already have content prepared but not uploaded yet. That's when some new views lead-ins are lost, I think. Right, yes. Yeah, I would agree with you. The only thing that I would say is generally speaking, if it's a launch review, it goes up on launch anyway. There are some things like the Ryzen 2700 and 2600. Yes, in theory, I'm currently losing views because even though that video is finished, that video won't be up for another just shy of 2 weeks. So yes, in theory, I am inherently losing views because it's not up. But at the same time, I would also sort of counter-argue that because it's not a launch video, the amount of traffic is relatively steady to those sorts of videos anyway, so I'm not massively... I don't think I would be massively missing out. Hello, Mr. Games. Not to mention it'd be a very unstable company with someone dying every other day. True. Do you actually have to play World of Warships? Yes, I did. Although they gave me a fully loaded account with like 250,000 doubloons, which is their like premium currency, and every single ship in the game. So I just picked one of the ships that I liked the look of, pressed. I converted the doubloons to some the like actual spendable in-game currency, bought everything I could to upgrade the ship, and then went into a match and unlike Wapted said, I kind of owned everybody. Slightly pay to win. Just a little bit. But yeah, so I I won my first game and was the only one to get to the enemy base flag and capture it. God damn it, S7. What kind of daily views do you get for your 30,000 subs? It's almost 38,000, thank you. I like how as you go, like when you're a smaller sub counts, the second number matters a lot more. So like when you're at 2,500, you're like, it's 2,500, thank you. That rounds up to 3. But when you're at like, you know, 37, 38,000, it's like, no, I'm basically at 40,000. It's fine. But yeah, I think it's 400,000 views a month. So just to let you know, I still have this problem. Really annoying every time I go to my YouTube channel. But yeah, anyway, I think it's 12 to 15,000 depending on a day. Depending on the day. Triple check, because why not? Yeah, floating between 10 and 20,000 a day. I have that too, and clicking on videos from the channel page. Yeah. Do you have it when you go to your own channel while you're logged into your own account? Do you get that? So last 48 hours, there's 23,000 views, so yeah. 11,500 views, apparently. No, just been cooking videos on my own channel, logged into my... Okay, that's interesting. Have you like sent feedback with the error code? Because I've done it like 400 times, and I tweeted to YouTube and they're like, please send us stuff, and I was like, I have. And then they stopped replying. I get 40,000 views a month, 1,700 subs. That's decent, man. Nice one. Yep, agreed. No errors for me. Interesting. I'll stop coding at 2024. What would you say will help you step up to the next level, however you define that? It's something that I think about a lot, because there's lots of things that I try and do. There's lots of things that everyone who runs a YouTube channel tries to do to improve the channel. At the moment I'm more relying on audience feedback. You need more RGB for your channel to work. But yeah, so like stuff like the streaming videos always do really well, so I like having those up. But I think in a position where more people want to watch every video, because some videos, you know, some people subscribe for monitor reviews, some people subscribe for cooler reviews or SSD reviews or the streaming videos or whatever, and then don't watch any of the other ones. So what I'd like to try and do is slightly alter the format of the content and stuff so that it's more interesting to more people, rather than just kind of optimized just for search and stuff like that. So that's kind of the thing that I've been slightly trying to do with the newer thumbnail design, so that it's a bit more recognizable for subscribers. Which, let me know what you think about that, the new thumbnail design. Interested to know. Yeah, stuff like that. For your streaming video, nailed it. Really interesting. Thank you. I enjoyed making that one. I did spend 4 days making it, but yeah, I think I tried to wrap it up nicely as one conclusive video that gives you enough information to sort of go away and make a purchase decision if you want to, but also is just generally interesting. More clickbait. Put your schedule in your banner. That's it used to be there when I was sponsored by Gigabyte, but then I changed it and then I forgot to put it back. So yes, I will. Thank you for reminding me. 2 years late. Well, 2 years too late for 2 years late for me. Josh Shunt, hello by the way. Specs, Phenom X6, M3 motherboard, 8 gigs and 500 gig, multiple weird hard drives, 500 watt Sharkoon, and a crap case, but all for €5, $7. That is impressive. Yes, that is very good. Why? How? Who? Please replace the power supply. What, the random schedule, indeed. Do you do much with your website? Not massively. I'd like to, but it's also extra commitments and extra effort. Plus, I really don't like writing, so... So what videos have you got coming up? So the Zotac Bank one tomorrow, hopefully the Tech FAQ on gaming headsets on Saturday, and then actually another streaming related one with does X.264 actually matter in a sort of single PC streaming scenario versus NVENC or AMD's VC, and then the Cooler Master RGB cooler, or 120mm ML120R cooler. I mean, fair play. Does it actually work, Josh Shunt? Like the streaming video, really surprised by how bad the 8700K is next to the 2700X under streaming load. Yeah, it can vary, but yeah, it doesn't seem to hold up all that well, at least under my sort of slight torture test anyway, with recording and streaming, and recording in a different format. Thank you, Stein. I feel I like to watch the videos on the more niche things rather than like the same big launches because of the tech juggernauts out there who are posting all the same vids. I still love your videos though. Yeah, that's something that I've noticed. The launch reviews and stuff like that tend to not do that well. What's more interesting to me is actually that reviewing the same product but a couple weeks later seems to do a lot better than reviewing it at launch, which is kind of weird, but yeah. And add your did it add your face to your avatar, so they said people relate to faces, but not sure about yours. Yeah, I kind of like the I kind of like having the logo everywhere. See you, James. Have fun. Lap one of the new Ryzen CPUs. Nobody's done that yet. If I had the tools, maybe. I missed something. Oh, by the way, I managed to get the latest drivers running on Ryzen APU with a discrete rating graphics card, about 10 to 15% better performance in games. Nice. Janky way to do it though. Not so nice. I much prefer to watch your channels to really big channels. Oh, fair play. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I still feel like people like Anantech do a much better job of actually reviewing and like testing a CPU than people like me. Just because of the sheer amount of tests and also the knowledge that they have that they can put behind it. And also because I feel like I feel like I want to cater to as wide an audience as possible.
and so when doing that, then trying to I guess focus, like give a whole load of technical details can be a little bit daunting to newer people. So yeah, I'll still try and include as much as I can, but yeah. I mean, fair play, Jonathan. I prefer your channel as a bigger channel. I've never had a shout out from Linus yet. Oh, you remember that? Oh wow. He wasn't supposed to read that on camera. Yeah, no. Yeah. Fun times. Yeah, you know, the testing methodology is basically the reason I watch Gamers Nexus. Yeah, they're excellent. A lot of detailed stuff. Oh yeah, yes, I remember that. F7. Kev, I sent a letter to Linus a number of years ago, and he I wasn't expecting him to open it publicly, or you know, in video, if you like. So I included some relatively personal things and a business card. And he was very surprised by how professional the business card looked, except for the fact that I'd recently moved and decided to Sharpie the old address out. Not entirely sure why, because there was no way that he's like posting me anything. But yeah, fun times. Apparently, NZ apparently apologize if I say your name wrong. There's only 2 letters. It's probably not that difficult for me to get wrong, but I still. Yeah, anyway, and Joe found me through Paul's Hardware, which is great. Thank you. The reason that Paul actually shouted me out was because I spent basically a full day with him, his wife, and Jennifer, his manager, in Taipei last year for Computex. It was a good day. It rained like hell, but yeah, we went to the National Palace Museum and just spent the day together, because why not? Neither of our flights were leaving until the next day, so yeah. And I knew Jennifer through Wendell. But yeah, so then apparently he actually enjoyed some of the videos I made, and yeah, shouted me out, so that was nice. Are you planning on going to any event? Seemed like it did some good. I would love to. Computex is a like £2,000 or £3,000 investment for me, and while it's awesome, unless I can get sponsors to take me there, it's not worth it for me. There's no way that I get anywhere near that sort of money in return. And even as a experience, that's really expensive. So. Yeah, but yeah, so if I can get sponsors for stuff like that, then yeah, but I don't think I'll be, I don't think I will be going this year unless MSI takes me last minute. And even if they do, I'll be high on painkillers the entire time. Yeah, Joe, I'm sure Waxon will find it for you. It was his second ever mail opening video. God damn it, Rick. Yeah, I have 2 long-term health conditions. I have arthritis in every joint in my body, which is incredibly painful, and means that I am semi-regularly in a wheelchair, and that's why I have a crutch there. And I also have a stomach condition where my stomach lining is wearing away, and I thought I was going to die this week, so sometimes. MSI PR isn't up to much at the moment. No, they're not. They lost their UK PR guy and haven't been really keeping up since. RGB wheelchair. One day, eventually. I'll pay for your peanuts on the plane. Don't you know they're comped on long flights? You need to put that on your banner also. What, that I'm a cripple? Yeah. I know. Oh yeah, Dan asked, how did you meet Wendell? I met him at AMD's offices in Texas because MSI for the Dragon Squad thing took us out there. And then I spent like the first day complete fangirling, and then I spent the second day mostly just with him. We also went shooting in a closed, like an indoor shooting range. Which was really loud, but good fun. Because, you know, when in Texas, shoot guns. Yeah. What else did I do? Well, then we went to Computex and met him again, and we actually ended up staying in the same hotel for most of or basically the entire trip that I had there. Yeah, then we spent a lot of time with him actually, because there was quite a few like trips and stuff that MSI had planned for us that kind of kept us together, and even when we weren't, we went for dinner together and stuff a few times, so that was nice. Along with Jennifer and co. Yeah, shame Tom left, but good for one more. Speaking of one more, I got a headset from them. These in-ears are amazing. They're £80, so if, as I said in my review, which you can see not this Friday coming, not next Friday, but the Friday after, the 18th, you basically, if you're in the crowd who buys Skull Candy headphones from HMV and then doesn't, you know, like just continually buys new, like more and more headphones, then these aren't for you. But these E1001s are insanely good, even compared to the what do you call it, the SteelSeries Arctis Pros that are like £350. These are genuinely amazing and come with a really nice hard carry case as well. Also, thank you for the peanut and cashew money. I am glad that you feel the need to help out. That is amazing. Thank you. That's the most money I've ever been tipped on stream. So thank you. I mean, I'm gonna enjoy Google taking the like 40% cut of that, but you know, it's still more than anything. So you know, thank you. When someone's gonna tip the RGB wheelchair money, as I mentioned, it might. The aim for the Patreon is just for a little bit, kind of as and when I can. But I don't use the Patreon money for anything currently. It's just kind of accruing. So in theory I could do that, but also in theory I can use it for projects and giveaways and stuff. So yeah. And yeah, 40%, might be more than that actually. What's that called? Super chat. Give away an RGB pin. Patreon takes a lower percentage, right? Yeah, yes, I'm pretty sure they do. YouTube takes 30%, sorry. Although, yeah, kinda not sure. Yeah, 30%. PayPal, not PayPal. Patreon takes 5%, plus processing fees and payout fees. So I think it's probably in the order of 7%, I think. So yeah. Yeah, Patreon is 7%, YouTube. Super chat is 30, according to the internets. Can I send cash? Yeah, apparently it'd be cheaper. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, YouTube takes, I'm pretty sure it's still 40% or 45% for, the overall AdSense revenue, but for Super Chat, if I remember rightly, it's, for what I've looked up, it's 30%, yeah. Ad revenue is in, if you watch ads on YouTube, they pay the creator 60% of that, I think. Streamlabs OBS lets you donate without charge. Yes, but I think I have to pay for a Streamlabs membership, right? Like it's not a free service that does that, right? Sponsored by YouTube is entering you like your t-shirt says. Yeah. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot about the delay, so my finishing your sentence doesn't really work. Oh right, okay. Yeah, yeah, Streamlabs OBS is free. Okay. How do they make money then? You're the only channel I watch that I've disabled adblock for? Well, that's very kind, thank you. That's it's actually more of a commitment than you think. But yeah, thanks, Joe. Helpful if nothing else. Open source. Oh, okay. Oh, fair play. There's still people that work for it though, right? I'll have a look, but I don't stream on Twitch that much, and I don't know how well the integration is with YouTube, and what the pattern would be, because with YouTube, it's all kind of tied into an ecosystem. So with Super Chat, you know, you get your big message in the chat and you get your like overhead thing and stuff, and like it's all built into the YouTube algorithm stuff, whereas third-party things I would have to link separately, right? I'll have a look if that's something of interest to people. Has all I done a video? Has it all I've done a video? I shall have a look then. PewDie Pug, thank you, glad. When I get my next pay rise, if ever I'll start Patreon subscription, unless there's another way to suggest which I should get more of my money. Besides like PayPal donations, and even then I think they still take a cut, so Patreon is probably fine until I, you know, get big enough to create my own platform for it. But start your own bank, the RGB Bank of Scotland. I mean, technically, the Royal Great British Bank of Scotland wouldn't be a terrible name. RGB boss. Oh, god damn it. Review the Xbox One X. I don't have one. So yeah. I would if I had one, but Xbox haven't bothered, or Microsoft haven't bothered to send me one. So I'm gonna call that their problem. No worries, super user. I know the feeling. Is there any last minute questions before we disappear for the week? PCMR. Nathan, you have two. I'll send you my Kibbs one if you have it back. It's not a massive problem. I don't know that I would have enough of a use, really. I don't know that that would be terribly popular, and I feel like very true, Nath. But yeah, thank you for the offer. Good luck, PewDiePug. And I did XXX box OXOXOXO. First class. I've got an idea for Tech FAQ. What should I do for my next Tech FAQ? And then make a video of the video of the ideas, then make videos of the good ideas. It could be an interesting one indeed. If I fully run out, oh god, even on the freaking live page, I will I will I will let you know. F7, I didn't know what you were talking about, and then it clicked. God damn it. Nvidia Shield TV versus PC gaming versus Xbox. That would also be interesting if I had a Shield, but Nvidia won't work with me. They did offer to send me a Shield TV, but then never bothered to actually send it. So yeah. Have you seen the new GS65? Are you going to review it? I haven't seen it personally, but I've got the G63, which is basically the same thing, but slightly thicker and slightly wider all around and stuff. And that review will be out next, not this week coming, but next week, so the 14th. Oh wow, okay, that'd be a number of things. I suppose that'd be kind of interesting in terms of like living room gaming comparison. I'll have a think. I've got a number of videos, as I mentioned, like a couple of weeks ahead, so we can talk about it over the coming weeks. I'm sure there's no massive rush. How about a crazy video using weird fluids as Tim? I mean, that's kind of interesting. I need to pick a chip that I'm willing to break. Have you seen the new Gaffet Tim? Yes, I watched Linus's video on it. But I have not used it myself. I might have a little look. Tech FAQ in different types of fans. That'd be interesting. Keep trying to just get to the freaking... Have you ever used liquid metal? No, I have not. I've also never delidded the CPU. So I'm trying to reload the page and I'm getting a server error, right? And then I reload the page and I get a different, yet another server error. And then I still get the server error. And then I still get it. And then... There's just a couple out this. There's more here. And there's more here. And there's a lot here. I liked your PG279 Q Asus 165Hz video. Thank you. Glad you did. Hello Crybaby. How you doing? Yeah, I cannot access my YouTube dashboard. I get to here, but to go to the live control room, it just physically won't work. So, yeah. Anyway. Yes, cool. So, yeah, gonna call it there. Since Ish is heading anyway. I've tried a different PC and a different internet connection. It even happens on my mobile as well. Have you ever seen those bloody monkeys? I'm still waiting. I don't think so. I liked your CyberPower Tracer 2 review. Thank you. Glad you did. Do you have Discord? Yes, there should be a link in the description. You can sign up. But people like Ish and Wapted are all kicking about on there as well. Read the server message on YouTube. Not sure. Da, 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 da. Yeah, I know, it's highly trained monkeys. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna disappear. But thank you all guys for all kicking it with me for however long you've been here for, or for the hour and 10 minutes that I've been here. NZ, a little bit. It wasn't intended to be that way, but yeah. Thanks, Rick. Oh, right, Joe. Okay, gotcha. Sorry. Yeah. I've just seen the error message too many times to be, yeah, impressed. Anyway, I will catch you guys next week, same time as usual. And obviously, videos tomorrow, hopefully Saturday, and then also Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and live streams on Thursday, 8 PM UK time. So, yeah, thanks for kicking it with us, and see you next week. And I'll try and stop the stream on YouTube because apparently it's not going to let me. See you guys.